Hi, my name is Grace St. Jakes, and I am taking Theology 101 online. For the prompt of this week of read Psalm 139, verse 21, how would reading this verse, isolated from its literary context, affect how it could be misunderstood? And the second question, what greater meaning and understanding can be found when reading verse 21 within its larger context in the whole chapter of Psalm 139? I think that if you read Psalm 139, verse 21, just by itself, without reading anything else in any of the Psalm chapters, you'll be very confused on what's going on, and it will be much easier to misinterpret what this verse is saying. Psalm 139:21 states, "Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and abhor those who are in rebellion against you?" Which I believe that this is showing David's gratitude towards God and how devoted he is to the Lord and just the Lord. But without any further context of this verse, just reading this verse by itself, you might think it's all about hating and loathing others who do not feel the same way about God that David feels. And honestly, it's very easy to think that, interpret that, without any further context and not having the full understanding. And I have said this in many discussions before. I feel like I say it in every video. It is extremely important to learn and understand all of what you are reading, or you just will not understand it 100%, and it can truly majorly affect the way that you are reading a biblical text, as each individual text has its own significant meaning, and it's very deep, and just not getting the full context of that, you won't understand those meanings. And it can throw you off in your reading too if you also aren't understanding 100%, and it can make you really confused and not understand why something's happening or what is happening, and it can just be a train wreck if you aren't getting everything. So, for the second question, what greater meaning and understanding can be found when reading verse 21 within its larger context in the whole chapter? From my personal perspective of reading this verse, I believe that the greater meaning is the close and valuable relationship between David and God, because they are extremely close with one another, and God has always been there for David and knows everything about him and has shown him love, and this makes David want to stand by God and be devoted to God and stuff, because God has been there for him. And he has very strong feelings. David has very strong feelings about God and the things he does. And so others who don't feel this way, he doesn't understand. I feel like he doesn't understand why they aren't feeling the same way about God that he is feeling. And this is making him, against those people, because they're not feeling the same way about him. But not in a bad way, just a misunderstanding way. But he feels hurt for God because God has done so much for him, and he doesn't see why these people don't feel the same about him. But it's also because these people haven't probably experienced the same relationship with God that David has. So that is my personal opinion on all of this, and thank you so much for watching.